Have you ever wondered if your body is trying to tell you something? I mean, really tell you something important? Today, we're diving into a deeply personal topic, the quiet, subtle language of your own body. We're going to talk about how you can understand the signals it's sending about fertility without needing any complex tests or fancy apps. We're going to focus on two incredibly simple but powerful signs that can tell you when your body is truly ready for pregnancy. Let's get into it. Seriously, just think about that for a second. What if that signal is happening right now? It's a pretty powerful thought, isn't it? The idea that our bodies are in this constant conversation with us. Well, think of this as your guide to becoming fluent in that language, to finally see and understand those clear fertility signals that honestly have probably been there all along.
So here's our game plan. We'll start with that one question almost everyone asks. Then we'll break down the two key signals. First, the body's overall rhythm, and second, something a little more mysterious called the hidden pulse. We'll see why they're so powerful together and wrap up with some simple ways you can support your body's natural readiness.
Okay, let's start with a question that feels, well, universal for anyone thinking about starting a family. How do I actually know? In a world that's just overflowing with data from apps and tests, there's still this deep, deep desire for a simple, intuitive sign from our own bodies. And look, that makes total sense. You're searching for that green light, that one clear signal that says, okay, the egg is ready, the hormones are balanced, and my body is prepared to welcome a new life. It's really a search for that deep, intuitive confirmation that everything is aligned. All right, let's jump into our first signal, the body's fundamental rhythm. I want you to think of it like the predictable, steady beat of a drum that tells you the entire system is in tune. And honestly, this is the sign that many of us are already pretty familiar with. So why is this the cornerstone? Why does regularity matter so much? Well, because it's so much more than just convenience. It's a direct window into your hormonal health. A consistent cycle means that the whole carefully choreographed dance between key hormones like estrogen and progesterone is happening right on schedule. It's your body's way of saying, yep, the ovaries are working just as they should. This really lays it out clearly, doesn't it? On the one hand, you have a healthy, regular cycle. It's predictable, consistent, and generally manageable. But on the other hand, if things are all over the place, unpredictable timing, cycles that are super short or super long, that can be the body's way of waving a little flag, signaling a potential hormonal imbalance that might need some attention. The key here is consistency. And now for something that might actually surprise you. We usually think of menstrual cramps as just bad, right? Something to get rid of. But get this, mild, manageable cramps can actually be a positive sign. They can indicate that your ovaries are active and that your uterine lining is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, renewing itself. And that's a crucial step in preparing a healthy environment. So, a regular cycle is huge. It tells you the whole system is working well. But, and this is a big but, that's only part one of the message. There is another, much more subtle signal that confirms the final stage of readiness is happening right now. It's like the final green light. So what is it? Okay, on to our second signal, which we can call the hidden pulse. Now, this is a fascinating and honestly a much less discussed sign. This isn't about that month-long rhythm. Nope, this is a specific, real-time sensation that comes directly from the uterus itself. So what is this exactly? What does it feel like? Some women describe it as a gentle throbbing, a little flutter, or a light pulsing feeling. The key is where you feel it. It's very low in the abdomen, kind of centered right above the pubic area. It's a really distinct sensation that you might only notice when you're resting quietly. I love this description because it makes the feeling more real, more tangible. It's not some big, dramatic event. It's more like a brief moment of internal awareness. Just a little signal from your uterus, letting you know that something really important is happening inside. So what's the biology here? What's going on behind the scenes? It's actually really simple and pretty cool. That pulsing feeling is caused by a surge in blood flow. As the blood vessels all around the uterus expand because of peak hormone levels, they create that gentle, noticeable throbbing sensation. It's pure physics. And this is the most important part. Why is this happening? That surge of blood is literally building a lush, nutrient-rich lining in the uterus. It's your body rolling out the red carpet, making the environment as welcoming and nourishing as it possibly can be for a fertilized egg to implant and thrive. It is the final step in preparation. Okay, so we have our two signs, the steady rhythm of a regular cycle and that specific real-time uterine pulse.
Now it's time to connect the dots, because it's when they show up together that they become this incredibly powerful indicator of peak fertility. This sequence shows exactly how it all comes together. Think of it like a series of dominoes. A regular cycle tells you your hormones are balanced. That balance leads to ovulation. A healthy egg is released. In response, blood surges to the uterus, creating that pulse. Boom! When all those steps align, your body reaches its absolute peak receptive state for conception, and it's all signaled naturally.
So here's the bottom line, the crucial takeaway. The regular cycle is the foundation, and that uterine pulse is the final confirmation. When you experience both of those things, it's your body's natural built-in announcement that a healthy egg is ready and the uterus is perfectly prepared to receive it. It gives you a complete picture of readiness. Understanding these signals is so empowering, right? But what can you actually do to support your body's natural rhythms? Let's look at a few simple, actionable steps that can help encourage this state of readiness. Let's break down these 4 pillars. First, sleep. It's absolutely non-negotiable for regulating your hormones. Second, moderate exercise. We're not talking about running marathons, just moving your body to improve circulation, which is key for that vital blood flow. Third, a balanced diet full of whole foods gives your body all the building blocks it needs. And finally, managing stress. This one is huge for keeping your entire system in balance. They might seem basic, but their combined effect is incredibly powerful. And this really sums it all up. The approach is holistic. Supporting your fertility isn't about doing just one thing right. It's about creating an overall state of well-being. When you feel good, both physically and mentally, your body has the resources it needs to prioritize its reproductive health. And that's really the thought I want to leave you with today. It's a fascinating question, isn't it? With all the incredible technology we have right at our fingertips, maybe, just maybe, the greatest tool we have is the ability to simply listen to our own bodies and understand the profound wisdom they've always held.